to a new video. In today's video, we're going to be finishing off the week with a set of gel polish nails. I'm going to be using these cute little decals from Nail Sugar. They're called Floral Feathers. They are some of the newer designs that have just been shortly released. And I've grabbed these gel polishes because I think they go quite well. I'll tell you what they are in a minute. They are New York, NY Blue, Eternal Bliss, and the Star. So we're going to be using these ones along with another one that I will show you in a minute. I'm going to do a sponged ombre. It worked really well. I can't believe it. I said about the hair, someone said just dab the sponge on a bit of like sellotape, and I was like, oh yeah. It's like so simple, yet silly old me didn't even think about it. Right, I put the colours on my palette, but I think some people just brush the colour onto the sponge when they do this, so I guess you can do whatever you want. I went with the yellow at the top and then the blue and then the purple at the bottom. I was dabbing it on here and I was like, oh, it's so patchy, and I was like, maybe I didn't put enough gel polish on, so I ended up doing 3 coats on these. But what I'm doing, right, is I'm dabbing the colour on at the bottom. So this will be our first layer, and not every layer, but the first 2 layers, I'm going to grab some clear acrylic. This is the Nao clear acrylic, and I'm going to sprinkle it over my nail, completely over the whole thing. I'm sure that's what they do. I should have looked before I done it, but this worked out great, so I'm sure it's what they do. Pop that in the lamp to cure. Then I'm just going to add a bit more gel polish onto my palette because it needed more gel polish. I probably went a little bit mad with the gel polish, but it did do 2 nails. So brush off the excess acrylic, then grab your sponge, dab it in your gel polish, and then we're going to go over with a second coat. Look, dab, dab, dabbing. And what's going to happen is the colours are just going to kind of like blend together. Effortless. My teeth are in. They're going to blend together effortlessly. That was really hard to say on a Friday. Oh, it's Thursday. It's actually Thursday, but it's nearly the end of the week. Yeah, look, they just blend together really well. So again, there was a hair. I had to get that hair because there's no way on earth I was going to cure that hair into that gel polish, but I couldn't get out with my brush, so I had to get some tweezers. I'm not quite sure why it wouldn't come off, but it did come off in the end. Then look, grab your, hang on, I'm going to dab once more just to, because I've got the hair off, so it ruined it, so I've got to dab again. And then sprinkle it with your acrylic. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. And then again, you just throw it in the lamp to cure. Tap, tap. Tap off your excess. And then I decided just to go over it once more. Oh yeah, brush off the excess once it's cured. And yeah, I just went over it once more because I was like, well, what the heck. But look, how amazing is that? Oh, and it was so easy. I loved it. And I kept going over because I was thinking, oh, is that going to make it blend a bit more? Look at that. How cool is that? I pop that in the lamp and then I don't do anything else with it apart from top coat it later. Right, this colour was called, I think this was called Flirty. Can't remember. I think it was Flirty. Right, 2 coats of Flirty on 3 nails. And then the last nail, I decided to do an ombre again, but I was just showing you, I'm going to do the ombre the other way round. So I've just literally just turned the sponge upside down, and I'm going to repeat that process, okay? This is the last, look, it's just, look at it. That's probably the most perfect ombre I've ever done in my life. Just saying. And it's a triple ombre. Well, it's a double ombre. It's 2 colours, 3 colours, 2 ombre. Yeah, you see what I mean? Anyway, right. Decals. Right, when you are ready to apply your decals, you have to decide which ones you want. I'm just going to cut out the ones that are slightly curved because I want them to kind of curve around the nail a little bit. So what I do is I cut them out and then I cut off any excess. So you literally just want the design. Snip, 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 snip. Then you need some water and you need a stamper. I am just going to get any lint or whatever off my stamper with that sellotape that I used to clean up the sponge. This is kind of what I'm going for. So they're going to go on the nail, something like that. So take your first decal, place it upside down on your stamper, grab an old brush, dip it in your water, and then rub the water onto the back of the decal, and then you just leave it to soak in. Just leave it to soak like you would a dirty dish that's proper caked. You leave it to soak, but not for very long. And then after several seconds, the backing looks peeled off, and you could stamp it on like this, right? However, I'm going to grab some white gel polish and I'm just going to fill in the back. I went a little bit mad with this. I went a little bit over the design, but you only need a thin layer of white gel polish just to colour in the back of the design. Cure it in the lamp, and then you can stamp it on, and it just brightens up the decal. If you're doing it on white gel polish, like if you're stamping onto white, it doesn't matter. Oh, pardon me. I went a little bit mad with the white, but I've done the same with the top decal, and I'm just going to stamp that on. Make sure you cure the gel polish on the back before you stamp it on. And that is, look at that. Isn't that cool? Right, then I've grabbed, these are some nail sugar confettis. The blue one's called Blew Me Away. This yellow one is called Chickadee. They do this weird thing in the light when you can't see it very well on the camera, but when the light reflects off them, they go almost like rainbowy. They're really nice. And this last one is called Forget Me Not. So I've got like a blue, a purpley, and a yellow. I felt like it kind of like there's little flowers on the feathers, and I just felt like these were kind of the best colours to tie in with the feathers. So what I've done is here, this is base coat. I'm just going over with a thin layer of base coat. Don't cure it. Grab your application brush. This is just like a gel brush. This is Madam Glam's application brush. I'm just going to run it into that base coat just so I've got some on my brush. Then I'm going to grab some, I'm not literally going to grab, I'm just going to pick up with the brush some little tiny bits of the smaller pieces of this confetti. And then just at the, like where the end of the feather, where it was on the body of the animal, whatever, bird, I don't know, you're just going to put some sprinkle. It's just going to look like a little bit of a sprinkle, maybe like two of each colour, two of each tiny bits of glitter of each colour, just at the end. They don't have to be close up, they can be a little bit spread out, just you know, just like that. And I just felt like it, I don't know, I just thought it looked cute, that's all. You know what I thought done? Thought it was a fart. Shit himself. Don't swear, it's rude. There we go. So that can go into the lamp, and then these last two nails, the nude ones, we're going to use the blue and the purple, and we're going to do French nails. So I'm putting the majority of this on with the brush that's in the bowl. Look, I've put a little blob on my palette, and then I'm just going to take my detailer brush, and I'm going to just neaten, that's the word, neaten up the smile line on this. I just thought it was just another way to, I like French nails are nice. I like doing Frenches. Some people hate doing Frenches, but I quite like them. There we go. That'll go in the lamp. And then you want to take your, we're going to do the same with the purple. I'm going to try and eyeball it. So I'm going to guess roughly how far up or down the purple was on the blue, sorry. But if you want to, grab them, look, put them next to each other, and just make sure they're like, although because it's going to be on the hand, like it's going to be easier because the nails next to each other, whereas because I'm doing tips, you know, it's a bit awkward. So yeah, so you'll just want to make sure they're the same, you know, the same. You don't want one to be a small nail bed and the other one to be a super elongated nail bed, if you know what I mean. But once you're happy, both of those, or one of them can go in the lamp because I think we've cured the blue, cure the purple. And then just to neaten up, I'm a bit weird. I like to put a white line around my smile lines because I think otherwise they look, I don't know what it is. I feel like they just look unfinished. So I'm going to put a thin layer of white. This is Madam Glam's gel paint. I'm using the paint because it's thicker and more opaque, and it just helps me get a thinner line than gel polish would. So that's why I like to use the gel paint. Also, Madam Glam's gel paints are awesome, and also they don't have a tacky layer, so you can use them on top of a finished, like, top coated nail, and you don't have to top coat again because it's got no tacky layer, so it doesn't matter. It's great, I love it. Also, you can save 30% off Madam Glam using my code NATMUG30, and also 10% on nail sugar using my code NATMUG10. Links will be below with discount codes. They're going to go in the lamp for 60 seconds now because the gel paints need 60 seconds, the gel polish needs 30. Both in LED lamps. If you've got a UV lamp, it needs a bit longer, like probably like 2 minutes, 4 minutes, I'm not sure. Then I'm going to matte top coat. So I'm using up my little pink matte top coat. It's their perfect matte top coat. It's actually a really nice top coat. I quite like it. I have no complaints at all. I do still love my Madam Glam, don't get me wrong. Madam Glam's Velvet Matte is one of my favourites ever of all time. But I do particularly like this one as well. I'm just using it up. I bought it when it was like £5 a bottle, and I was like, oh, I'll grab a couple of those, because you know I love a matte top coat. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm talking really fast. Slow down, Nats. Also, I was worried that this ombre would look a bit weird top coated. Like, I thought it was going to look speckly. But actually, it came out really well. I am officially a fan of a sponged ombre. So they've gone in the lamp, and then I've grabbed, these are, I think they're light sapphire AB crystals. They were from some mix. And then these are sapphire AB crystals. I know that for fact. And then these are clear. So these are all Preciosa crystals, FYI. And we've got the Rachel Wilder's Crystal Fix. All the crystals and the Crystal Fix and the Crystal Katana I'm using here are available from Crystal Parade. And you can save 10% using my code NATMUG10. NATMUG10. So yeah, I'm just making a crystal cluster with those 3 pointy backs, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some gem glue and I'm going to follow up the smile line. We're just going to kind of do a crystal trail along the smile line, kind of, but we've added a cluster because I thought those pointy backs were really nice. Oh, you wait in a minute until when I've finished. Oh, and then look, just to finish off this bit, I'm going to alternate between the sapphire AB crystals and the clear crystals, just all the way up. And then I do go ahead in a minute, and I thought, shall I add some caviar beads? So I just put it, don't cure it yet, because if you've got any overflowing gem glue, you can pop your caviar beads in. But this is it done with the caviar beads. I just put one between each crystal. Oh, I love it. Pop it in the lamp for 60 seconds, and then that's them done. I'll show you a quick close-up. Here they are. I hope you like them. I really like these. I like the colours. Anyway, if you did, please leave me a like. If you haven't already, do consider subscribing. It's completely free. It's free. But yeah, I think that's it. Websites and discount codes below. God bless, love you all. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.